jokes?
Of course I do. I work with you, don't I?
Ouch. Okay, well, I've got one for you. How many snow speeders can you put in an empty hangar?
It probably depends on the size of the hangar.
Actually, it doesn't. The answer is one.
What are you talking about? I've seen hangars with dozens of speeders.
Yes, but the question is, how many can you fit in an empty hangar? Once you put one in, the hangar is no longer empty.
Oh, wow. So we're doing dumb jokes now. I have one of these for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
How do you stop a wampa from charging?
I don't know how.
You take away its credit card.
That joke was easily 12 times worse than mine, but let me try and redeem myself. What is Darth Vader's email address?
What?
Lord Vader at gmail.com.
You're right. You've redeemed yourself. That was way worse.
Whatever, man.
I would be careful, though, about telling Vader jokes. I heard that 2 stormtroopers before us told Vader Dad jokes, and he ended their career quickly.
Maybe if Vader were a dad, he could appreciate those kind of jokes better.
Be careful what you say. They monitor these chats.
Well, maybe ending my career as a stormtrooper is not so bad. It's freezing out here.
He ended their career with a lightsaber.
Oh, well, you know those are just stories they tell us to scare us.
Maybe.
Oh, look at them. I know, it kind of reminds me of a younger me.
Where do you take a sick tauntaun? To the Hoth pittle.
Enough!
Sorry.
If Jedi could get married, how would they split up? By using the Force.
How do you wish a Jedi good luck in the South? May the Force be with y'all.
Why can't you email a photo to a Jedi? Because attachments are forbidden.
What do you call a Jedi without an eye? Jed.
Why did the angry Jedi cross the road? To get to the dark side.
Why do doctors make the best Jedi? A Jedi must have patience.
Why did the nerdy Jedi cross the road? To get to the dork side.
Why did the tiniest Jedi in the galaxy cross the road? He was riding the chicken.
What do you get when you cross a Jedi weapon with a prehistoric cat? A lightsaber-toothed tiger.
How does a Jedi know he's getting a haircut? He feels a tremor in the Force.
Why were the Jedi Master's eyes crossed? He couldn't control his pupils.
What would you call a movie where Luke Skywalker never tells the truth? The Lies of Skywalker.
What do you call an ugly Jedi? A don't Luke Skywalker.
What dressing does Luke put on his porg salad? Skywalker Ranch light side dressing.
How long has Anakin Skywalker been evil? Since the Sith grade.
What did Obi-Wan say to Luke when he tried to eat bantha pie with a spoon? Use the fork, Luke.
Wait, did you say bantha pie? Which Skywalker was the most nervous? Panakin Skywalker.
Why does Yoda always sit in the same seat on the Jedi Council? He likes to sit next to a window.
Why does Yoda always need to borrow money? Because he's always a little short.
Why did the episode movies come out 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3? In charge of scheduling, Yoda was.
What is Yoda's favorite dinosaur? The Duceratops. There is no try.
What kind of car does a Jedi drive? A Toyota.
Why doesn't Yoda have a body odor? He wears deodorant.
How come Yoda spent so much time on Dagobah? He was constantly trying to do some landscaping, but quickly found himself swamped.
What is Obi-Wan's favorite cereal? Jedi mind tricks.
What Jedi uses deli meat as a weapon? Obi-Wan baloney.
Did you hear about the starship that crashed while carrying red paint? The entire crew was left marooned.
How does a star system organize a party? It has to plan it.
What did Hondo call his ship after the air conditioning broke? A frying saucer.
I went to a diner on a barren asteroid. The food was to die for, but there was no atmosphere.
What do you call a group of small rocks that rebel against the Empire? The Pebble Alliance.
What happens when an orange and white X-Wing crashes into green water? It gets wet.
What do you get when you combine a silly old bear stuffed with fluff and a rebel pilot? Pooh Dameron.
Oh, bother. What do resistant fighters chew to keep their breath fresh? Rebel gum.
What do you call one hand clapping? Hand solo.
How do X-Wing pilots cheat on their exams? Copy Red Leader.
Why did the Millennium Falcon get a ticket? Chewie forgot to pay the parking meteor.
How did the fat resistance fighter get into his X-Wing? He'd wedge himself in.
After eating a plate of cookies, what did Poe, Rey, and Finn leave all over the table? Rebel crumbs.
Who is Aquaman's favorite resistance member? Finn.
What do you call a smuggler who has been frozen in carbonite? A hardened criminal.
Why did Han Solo freeze his credits in carbonite? He wanted cold hard cash.
What does Admiral Akbar take when he's tired? It's a nap!
What code name does Rebel Frogs use? Toad 1.
What is Admiral Akbar's favorite coffee drink? It's a frap!
What is Admiral Akbar's favorite kind of sandwich?
It's a wrap!
It's a wrap!
It's a wrap! What do rebels eat when they need a quick bite? An Admiral snack bar.
How come Admiral Akbar couldn't play cards? Because he was always standing on the deck.
Why does Princess Leia keep her hair tied up in buns? So it doesn't hang so low.
Turns out the Empire has been looking for the rebel base in Alderaan places.
How do Wookiees taste? Chewy.
How do you unlock doors on Kashyyyk? With a Wookiee.
I knew a Trandoshan so ugly once. When he went to the zoo, he had to buy 2 tickets, one to get in and one to get out.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting Wookiee.
Interrupting Wook. What do you call a nerdy space station? The Dork Star.
What do you call a container of jam with the ability to destroy a planet? The Death Jar.
The Death Jar Jar Binks. What did Obi-Wan say when Luke gave him a spork? That's no spoon.
Why are Imperial pilots so fed up with space battles? Because they always end up in a tie.
What do giant space slugs, exogorths, take to get cleaned up? Meteor showers.
That's a good one. What is Darth Vader's favorite Disney song? When you wish upon a Death Star.
Why is the Imperial fleet like a gossip magazine? It's full of star destroyers.
What do Star Destroyers wear to parties? Bow ties.
What's the best dance club in the First Order? Star Thriller Base.
Why did the restaurant in space fail? Because it had no atmosphere.
How do you make a Rathtar laugh? With tentacles. Tentacles?
Tentacles?
You get it? Tentacles.
Tentacles. How do you stop a Rathtar from charging? Take away its credit card.
How many stars are in the universe? All of them.
Ha 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 ha. After stealing the plans to the Death Star, the rebels used the plans to steal all the toilets. The stormtroopers are investigating, but reports say they have nothing to go on.
The rebels also stole all the filing cabinets. Talk about an organized crime.
What did the cow say when he saw the Death Star? That's no moon.
What is a stormtrooper's favorite TV show? Game of Clones.
Why did the stormtrooper drop his weapon and cross the road? Because Rey told him to.
Why did the stormtrooper call tech support for his laptop? He had troubleshooting issues. I don't really like that one.
Why do stormtroopers never get vaccinated? Because they keep missing their shots.
What happened to the kamikaze stormtrooper? Nothing. He survived 99 missions.
Did you hear about the band called the Stormtroopers? They never had a hit.
What do First Order troopers like to have with their pizza? Cheesy sticks and dreadnoughts.
What do stormtroopers get if they play with space frogs? Star Warts.
Why were the stormtroopers sprinkled with salt and pepper? Because the Emperor wanted seasoned troops.
Admiral Piet ordered brand new camouflage uniforms for the stormtroopers, but no one can find them.
Where do stormtroopers get their armor cleaned? At the dry cloners. What do you get when you cross a Sith Lord with a country singer? Darth Brooks.
What do you call 5 Sith all piled on top of a lightsaber? A Sith kebab.
Why are Darth Maul and Supreme Leader Snoke such great deals? Because they are both half off.
You're gonna get killed for that one. Why does Supreme Leader Snoke always beat everyone to the restaurant? Because he likes to get in the First Order.
How many Sith does it take to change a light bulb? None. They like it on the dark side.
How many Sith does it take to change a light bulb? 2. One to change the light bulb, and the other to destroy him and take the credit.
What do you call a chicken Sith Lord? Kylo Hen. What does Kylo Ren serve at a dinner party? First hors d'oeuvres.
What do you get when you combine a potato with a Sith Lord? Darth Tater.
Why is Darth Vader not safe for children under the age of 3? He's a choking hazard.
Which Sith brings you food? Darth Vader.
What is the name of Darth Vader's sister, whose career in the Empire went up and down? Ellie Vader.
Why did Darth Vader search the guitar shop? To find the hidden rebel base.
Vader used to be a dentist. Search your fillings, you know it to be true.
He called his office the Breath Star.
What is a Sith Lord's favorite drink at the bar? A Palpatini.
What Sith name did the galaxy's ugliest man get when he joined the dark side? Darth Hideous.
Where does the Emperor keep his armies? In his sleeveys.
The Emperor started zapping Luke Skywalker. You should have seen the Jedi's expression. It was shocking.
You know, people say the Emperor suffers from insanity, but that's just not true. He enjoys every moment of it.
What do you get if you combine a bounty hunter and a tropical fruit? Mango Fett.
What do you call Mandalorian cheese? Boba Fetta.
What do you call a Star Wars themed all-you-can-eat restaurant? A Boba Fett.
What kind of tea do Mandalorians drink? A boba.
How did Boba Fett feel after getting a new jetpack? Uplifted.
How do you stop Grogu from throwing a tantrum? You say do or do not. There is no cry.
When did Baby Yoda say his first word? Right after his second word.
What did the Mandalorian say after leading his horse to a huge pile of straw? This is the hay.
What do you use to cook an inhabitant of Endor? An Ewok.
What do you call a zombie Ewok? The Ewoking Dead.
What do you call an Ewok that refuses to go outside? An Endor Ewok.
How do Ewoks communicate over long distances? Ewokey-talkies.
Why don't Ewoks pee in the woods? Because they have indoor plumbing.
What is scarier than a charging platoon of stormtroopers? The Ewoks chasing them.
Why did the Ewoks cross the road? They were chasing the stormtroopers.
I built a wooden speeder bike. Wooden seats, wooden engine, wooden everything. It wouldn't go.
Why did the Ewoks capture R2-D2 if they were planning on having a feast? They were going to use his dome as an Ewok walk.
How do Ewoks keep cool? Bear conditioning.
How do Ewoks catch fish? With their bare hands.
What do you call an Ewok with no teeth? A gummy bear. Gummy bear.